Random House Audio Dimensions presents The Healthy Kitchen, Recipes for a Better Body, Life, and Spirit by Rosie Daley and Dr. Andrew Weil. Read for you by the authors.
Good health begins in the kitchen. I agree with that statement because I believe that good nutrition is one of the most important influences on health. Most of us eat 3 times a day. Many of us eat more frequently. Each time we do, we have an opportunity to nourish the body, delight the senses, and calm the mind. It is a shame to waste those opportunities by eating food that is neither healthful nor delicious. It is a fact of contemporary life that people spend less and less time in the kitchen, relying more on prepared food, fast food, and processed food. The statistics on the declining percentage of American families that even have one daily meal together are depressing. Some of this results from the undeniable pressure and fast pace of life in the 21st century. Where can we find the time to cook, to make meals from scratch? But some of it also comes from habit, from fear, from lack of knowledge. Eating habits often develop in early life. For that reason, I encourage parents to involve children in food preparation. Kids love to help in the kitchen, and by having a hand in the creation of meals, they are more likely to want to try new foods, to develop a love of cooking, and to discover the joy of making and eating good food. I have read that most Italian men, by the time they are 20, have mastered a basic repertory of kitchen skills and can turn out a good tomato sauce, for example. That is a result of their upbringing, of parents encouraging them to take part in cooking at early ages, and is quite unlike the situation in America. I have heard health gurus over the years decry the dangers of various nutrients, foods, and diets, from fat in general and saturated fat in particular, to carbohydrates in general and sugar in particular, from milk and meat and fish to soybeans and peanuts, from macrobiotic diets to Beverly Hills diets. All of this makes more people feel that food is the enemy, and the dining table a minefield. It makes them throw up their hands and think they will never understand the science of nutrition or the relationship between diet and health. It makes them afraid and confused, and it drives them out of the kitchen and into the arms of fast food merchants and makers of processed food. At the same time, we are seeing a tremendous upsurge in popularity of cookbooks and of cooking shows on television. I suspect that many people turn to them more for entertainment than for practical information, because most of the books and shows feature celebrity chefs who are producing food that the average American could never reproduce in a home kitchen. I am hardly a celebrity chef. I am a home cook and a physician who advocates natural medicine. As I said, I believe that eating well is one important determinant of health. By eating well, I mean giving your body the fuel it needs, using food to increase your resistance and natural healing power, and not sacrificing the pleasure of eating appetizing, tasty, and satisfying food. In my time, I have been served many dreadful dishes that were supposed to be health food. I am unwilling to eat food that is boring, artless, and devoid of pleasure, even if it's somebody else's idea of healthful. My purpose in producing this audiobook with Rosie Daley is to show you that good food can be good for you, and can also be easy and fun to prepare. Rosie and I do not see eye to eye on every culinary issue, but we very much agree that a dish can only be as good as its worst ingredient, that it is worth getting the best and freshest ingredients, that recipes should yield good results without being overly complicated or taxing. Both of us enjoy good food. Both of us enjoy making good food. We want to share that enjoyment with you.
Eating well is not about dieting. It's a life choice. Adopting a healthy lifestyle through food should never leave us feeling deprived. I think most of us agree that eating is one of life's greatest pleasures. Cooking takes some effort, no question, but kitchen stress and time pressures usually arise when certain needed items are not readily available to complete a dish. So the first step in making your kitchen truly functional is to plan your shopping. Think about what you want to make, what you have at home, what ingredients can be used for other meals, and what you need to stock up on. Arrange it so that you don't have to shop more than once or twice a week. I buy perishable items only every few days, but I keep a lot of frozen or dried foods on hand for whenever I need them. The one place I always shop is at my local farmer's market. I enjoy the entire process of gathering fresh foods for my meals. A great way to get in touch with the seasons is to become aware of what fresh foods are available at specific times of the year. This will also be helpful in your menu planning. Timing is an essential component to making a great meal. First, review the recipe you want to make. See what can be done ahead of time, and then do it. Don't be afraid to work with new ingredients. Try cooking with different grains, using tofu, and experimenting with different peppers, herbs, and spices. Cooking should be varied because that's part of the fun, the creativity, and the learning. Involve your family by planning a meal in a leisurely way on the weekend, and use your kids' energy. Let them stuff the grape leaves, roll up slices of eggplant, knead dough, or cut out cookies. I believe the most important benefit cooking at home provides, besides quality and nutrition, is sitting down in the company of loved ones and sharing a meal that you've made. Everyone's lives are much busier today, but even if you relax at the table with friends and family to enjoy a home-cooked meal just once a week, it will help to relieve the stresses of everyday life and keep you in touch with the people who make your life wonderful. Let's start with stocking the pantry. There are certain ingredients that I use a lot which are useful to have in any fully stocked pantry. Toasted sesame oil and olive oil are essential for sautéing and adding flavor and texture to a dish. Grapeseed and walnut oil are optional, but good to have for salad dressings and for sautéing, particularly grapeseed oil because of its high smoke threshold. Store oils in a cool, dark place, and don't buy more than you can use up in a month or so. There are many Asian cooking products that are a good fit for a healthy kitchen. Always keep a good supply of natural soy sauce, such as tamari. It keeps indefinitely. Mirin is a sweet, low-alcohol rice wine that adds an aromatic flavor to many dishes. It's available at some supermarkets, but you may have to get it in an Asian grocery store. It keeps well unrefrigerated. Rice vinegar is milder than Western-style vinegars, and you can find it at most supermarkets these days. Coconut milk is available in cans. I buy a low-fat variety. Store it in a lidded jar and refrigerate it after opening. It keeps for up to 10 days. Wasabi is a fiery root vegetable that resembles horseradish, although it is not related to it. It's called for in many Japanese dishes. Miso paste is made from soybeans and can be used to make a light, healthy soup. Try to find organic brown rice miso or light yellow miso if you can. Miso paste keeps for a long time in the refrigerator. I like to keep a lot of different kinds of rice and grains on hand. I use brown, basmati, jasmine, and sometimes wild rice. I also cook with quinoa, bulgur wheat, cornmeal, and couscous, oat bran, and millet. All of these are best bought at a health food store where you can get organic products. Buy them in bulk if you have a big household and are going to use them a lot. They keep best in a tightly sealed jar on the pantry shelf, except during very hot, humid weather when you might want to refrigerate the grains. I use both all-purpose white flour and whole wheat flour as well as whole wheat pastry flour in my cooking. Pastry flour is a high-starched, fine, textured flour that makes delicate pastries and cakes. Nuts and seeds like walnuts, almonds, pine nuts, sesame, and sunflower seeds are great for cooking. I buy organic nuts and seeds in health food stores and store them tightly sealed in the refrigerator or freezer. Herbs and aromatics. Some herbs are so much better when used fresh that it's worth growing your own, but some keep their own character and aroma very well when dried. I recommend that you have dried thyme, sage, oregano, mint, rosemary, and tarragon on hand. Dried basil loses a lot of its character, but when combined with certain seasonings can be acceptable. You don't need to refrigerate dried herbs, but do replace them when they lose their bloom. Remember, your nose is your best guide. If they've lost their aroma, throw them out. Fennel seed is a spice with a licorice flavor. I sprinkle it on tofu and on some vegetables. It's best to buy it whole and grind it or crush it as needed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?